They called me useless, but physics doesn't care what they call me.
He was born into this world a second time. So frail, the midwife whispered, he won't last the winter.
Look at the Stone Watcher. He'd rather count pebbles than lift a spear.
You are no son of mine. A son would bring honor, not shame.
So he turned to the stone. The cliffs did not mock him. They kept secrets only he could read. For 12 years, he studied the hordes, and he built in secret, stone by stone, until the wall stood 3 men tall. When the lead cow hit, the wall shuddered but held. The herd split like water around a stone.
One more hit and it fails. I have to fix it before they notice.
The herd had passed, but the wall was wounded. The season's test was only half over, and the tribe was watching, waiting for the useless child to fail. The mammoth herd split, exactly as his calculations predicted. But the stone wall had paid a heavy price.
The foundation is cracked. It won't survive another charge.
Draw your little pictures in the dirt. Boy, the mammoths will crush your wall like an anthill.
He worked alone through freezing winters and blistering summers, shaping a reverse batter. No one understood. The tribe called it the fool's pile of stones. No one lifted a finger to help him. Now, as the dust settled, the tribe crept from hiding, their eyes wide with confusion and awe.
They stare at the wall like it's magic, but I see the crack, and I see my father's face. I saved them. I stopped the horde. Why won't he even look at me?
Toru's eyes met his for one cold heartbeat. Then he turned and walked away, leaving Kazu alone on the wounded wall. The tribe's whispers split like the herd. Some called his wall a miracle, others a dangerous fluke.
It was luck. The mammoths would have turned anyway. Don't crown the Stone Watcher.
The crack runs deeper than I thought. The foundation is shifting. The ground itself is unstable.
He traced the fault line from memory, a scar in the valley he had mapped as a boy, dismissed as a daydream. Now that same fracture threatened to undo everything. The mammoths were only the first warning.
I must warn them. The wall won't survive another migration, let alone the next tremor.
He approached the council fire, Sora watching with worry, but Haku's eyes were cold as winter stone.
The mammoths are gone. Your wall held. Why do you insist on chasing shadows, boy?
Kazu, you saved us. Don't let them make you forget that.
In his shelter, he spread the fault map before him. Stone alone was not enough. He needed something stronger. He built a small kiln on the eastern slope, feeding it with river clay and frantic hope.
The clay cracks. Wrong heat. Start again. I need it to hold weight.
Hiding behind your little oven? Stone Watcher? A real warrior fights with his hands.
Before Kazu could answer, Sora stepped between them, her small frame a shield against Ryo's fury.
Stop it, Ryo. Look at the wall. It held. That's not luck.
Your father. He used to watch you study the cliffs. He was proud once, don't forget that.
Proud? He never said a word. Why now, from her lips? What changed?
Then the ground rolled, the wall groaned, and fresh cracks snaked through the stone like veins.
The fault is active. It's not just mammoths. The ground itself is shifting beneath us.
His kiln held only half-baked bricks, useless against the earth's fury. He needed help, but the tribe still turned away. A lone mammoth scout, hungry and separated, charged the hunting party without warning, its trumpeting freezing the men with fear. Toru met it head-on, but the beast's tusk ripped into his side and threw him to the stones like a broken doll. Hunters scattered, but Kazu was already running, dropping to his knees and pressing hard against the wound, yelling for clean cloth.
Heap pressure. He's losing too much blood. I won't let him die. Not like this.
You shouldn't be here. A weak boy like you saving a warrior who couldn't even watch you grow. I couldn't protect you, so I acted like I didn't care. I am the useless one.
Kazu didn't speak. He just kept his hands steady, blood soaking through his fingers. They carried Toru into the elder's tent. Haku saw the blood, the boy's hands, and something shifted behind his eyes.
Build your wall, Kazu. But know this, if it fails, your name will be cursed for all seasons.
Kazu nodded. He had no choice now. The ground would tremble again, and only fired brick might stand beneath the weight of the herd. With Toru fighting for his life, Kazu stood before the council one last time, a single fired brick heavy in his hands.
Place it on the stone. Strike it with everything you have.
A hunter's hammer came down hard. Dust flew, but the brick did not shatter. The elders leaned forward, stunned.
This is fired clay, stronger than stone. The fault runs under the valley. Another quake will bring the wall down.
Before Haku could answer, a scout burst in, face pale with terror. A herd gathers in the north. Not a family, not a troop, a sea of tusks that stretches beyond the horizon.
And your little oven-baked rocks are supposed to stop that? You'll bury us all.
Enough. The boys' wall held once. We will build again, stronger. And you, Rio, will pick up a brick or step aside.
The tribe answered with shovels and sweat. Kazu drew new lines in the dirt. Not just a wall, but a funnel. Rio watched from the edge of the work, spear in hand, his fury a silent, dangerous thing. Day by day, the new wall rose, brick by brick. Kazu taught them to angle the stone, to bind clay with sand, while Rio worked in seething silence.
Don't smile yet. Stone Watcher, a real test hasn't come.
Sora wove baskets of river grass, and Rio's closest friend hauled timber beside him, laughing at the strain. That night, a lone mammoth broke the perimeter. Rio's friend didn't scream. The tusks were too fast.
This is your doing. Your wall draws them. My brother is dead because of you.
I died once in another world. A scaffold collapsed under my design. I know the weight of failure. This wall will not fail. I swear it on both my lives.
Another life? He speaks like a spirit, but his eyes hold truth.
Rio did not kneel, but he did not walk away. He picked up the fallen spear and stood at Kazu's side. The wall was halfway to the sky. The super herd was 7 sunrises away. And for the first time, Rio's silence was not hatred. The days bled into nights. The deadfall trap rose in the narrow pass, a silent promise of crushing stone.
If the herd tries to flank, the deadfall will bury them. We only need one chance.
He found Toru sitting up for the first time. No words passed, but Toru's hand gripped his arm like an oath. Then, the mountain roared. Ash and embers filled the sky, and the mammoth's panic made sudden, terrible sense.
They're not hunting us. They're fleeing the Earth's anger. We're just in the way.
At dawn, the super herd appeared. A sea of tusks and fur rolling toward them, without end. Kazu climbed the wall and faced the tribe. His hammer was steady as he raised his voice.
I was never strong enough to hunt, but I can build things that stand. Today we stand together.
Rio's spear rose beside him. The ground shook as the first mammoths hit the outer stakes. With a thunderous crash, the first wave struck. The battle for the tribe's survival had begun. The brick wall shuddered but held. The reverse batter angled the mammoth's force downward, just as Kazu had calculated. The herd, funneled into the narrow pass, met the deadfall. Kazu pulled the rope, and a mountain of stone buried the leaders.
They're breaking through. Spears to the east. Don't let them flank.
The bricks are cracking. The fault is shaking. We need more time.
Time is a luxury, boy. But I will give you it with my last breath, if I must.
A mammoth's trunk coiled around Rio, lifting him from the ground. His spear clattered, his ribs creaked.
Rio.
Kazu's hammer flew, a spinning arc that struck the mammoth's eye. The beast dropped Rio and reeled, screaming. The herd's will shattered. The deadfall and the wall had turned them, and they fled into the setting sun. Toru limped to Kazu. Rio, still shaking, nodded thanks. The wall was ruins, but the tribe stood. They had won. The tribe emerged from the settling dust. Elder Haku, leaning on his staff, raised a trembling hand.
Kazu of the Stone, you have broken the Horde. From this day, your name is not useless. It is hero.
Before the cheers ended, Rio stepped forward and knelt, laying his spear at Kazu's feet.
I called you useless, but You are more warrior than I ever was. Forgive me.
Then a heavier step sounded. Toru, bandaged and limping, pushed through the crowd and pulled Kazu into a crushing embrace.
I was wrong. You are not the useless one. I am. You are the strongest of us all.
Kazu broke at last. Years of silence and shame dissolving in his father's grip, the tribe surged forward, lifting Kazu onto their shoulders as they had never done for any hunter.
We'll build a better wall together. I can't do it alone.
From the edge of the crowd, Yuki wept without shame. Her son was finally home. Months passed. The ruins became a village of fired brick and sturdy timber, the first permanent home the tribe had ever known. Kazu taught the children to shape clay and read the stone. No one called him useless now. The new wall still stood, unbowed, a testament to second chances. Sora's banner flew from its peak.
You still watch the stone, Kazu, but now you watch it with us.
One evening, he sat beside his father and placed a small clay water wheel between them.
The river can turn this. It will lift water without aching backs. A new kind of strength.
Then we will build it. Together.
In the distance, the mountains still breathed ash and smoke, a quiet reminder that the earth was not done with them. Kazu gazed at the smoking peak, but his hand held the hammer of his mother's, carved now with the image of the wall. The useless child had built a shield for his people. And now, he would teach them to build a world. While digging new foundations for the water wheel, Kazu's spade struck something harder than stone, a surface polished by ancient hands.
These grooves, they're not random, they're calculations. Load-bearing lines, just like my old blueprints.
He spread the ancient slabs before Haku and Toru. The symbols matched nothing in the tribe's memory.
Spirits of the old world, they whisper nonsense. Burnt by the mountain long before our first winter.
It's not nonsense. It's a map of the entire valley and a design. A channel to divert the mountain's fire.
Later, by the river, Sora saw the weight in his eyes.
The mammoths were just the beginning. The mountain is unstable. It could send a river of fire through the valley.
Can your walls hold back the mountain's rage, boy? Or will we have to run again?
Maybe not walls, but these stones. They were built by people who stopped it once. I can learn from them.
The peace of the village was a fragile illusion. The true battle was not against flesh and tusk, but fire and stone, and Kazu's mind was their only shield. Night after night, Kazu traced the ancient lines by firelight. The symbols yielded their meaning, not a blueprint, but a gravestone.
They tried to build the channel, but the mountain took them before they could finish. This is a warning, not a solution.
The next morning, he laid the truth before the council. The valley was a flask of fire, and the mountain's cork would soon blow.
Then we run. We have done it for seasons. We do not challenge the mountain spirits.
Running means leaving behind everything we built. The Stone Watcher has never been wrong. I will stand with him.
What do you need, son?
We dig. A chasm from the mountain's foot to the eastern ravine. It must be deep enough to swallow a river of fire.
A murmur of disbelief. Such a trench would take months, and the mountain's rumbles had become a daily drumbeat.
My calculations could be wrong. One miscalculation and the lava sweeps us all. But if we do nothing, we die just as surely.
The tribe's future boiled down to a simple, terrible choice. Trust the boy who spoke to stone, or run into a world without refuge. The council fell silent. A drop of water from the thatch roof marked the passing seconds like a drumbeat.
Then you would have every man, woman, and child dig until the mountain swallows us. Madness, we flee at dawn.
Flee where? The next valley is ash and bone. Kazu built a wall that held against tusks. Let him build a shield against fire.
I owe my son my life and my shame. If he asks for the stone, my back will not rest until the chasm is carved.
I will stake my life on these lines. If I am wrong, then I will be the first to burn from my arrogance. But you will not burn behind me.
A murmur rippled through the elders. Sora's voice cut through like a clear bell.
I will carry water if I cannot lift stone. I will sing the digging chants. We will not run from the world we just built.
Haku closed his eyes and bowed his head. A single, slow nod sealed the tribe's fate, but as they gathered tools, a runner burst in. A fissure had opened near the old wall, bleeding steam and gas. The mountain was cracking a day early.
We don't have months. We have a heartbeat. But this hammer has built walls. Now it will command the very earth.
The tribe became a single living machine, digging, hauling, heaving stone and soil in a desperate race against the mountain's breath.
Ignore the pain. Each swing of the hoe buys us a breath. Dig until the stones turn to dust.
Deepen the eastern curve. If the lava hits that ridge, it will splash westward into the village. I need it smooth.
Drink, Rio. You are no good to us collapsed. We'll carry the stones, but you have to stand. But you have to stand.
A violent tremor sent several diggers tumbling. A new fissure yawned open less than 10 paces from where Kazu stood.
Get back. Back. It's not lava, it's gas. Cover your faces.
From the village edge, Haku watched the chaos. Then, leaning on his staff, he hobbled into the trench and picked up a basket.
I said, I would not challenge the mountain, but I will not let the boy carry it alone. Fill it, child.
The channel is only half deep, but the mountain's throat is already glowing. We must redirect the first wave with a clay wall. A gamble.
As he lifted his hammer to signal the new work, the mountain roared. A river of fire crested the summit and began its slow, murderous crawl. The orange tongue of death slithered down the slope, consuming trees in a heartbeat. There was no time left for digging.
The clay wall. It's our only chance, but I need every man on the line, and someone has to trigger the old wall's collapse to divert the flow. Toru, Ryo, stack the fired bricks behind the eastern ridge. Sora, get everyone else behind the channel. If the wall fails, run.
No, son. Triggering the old wall is a death sentence. The rocks will fall on whoever cuts the rope.
I built that wall. I know its weaknesses. I can bring it down and survive. Trust me, Father. Just this once more.
Toru's hand trembled. Then he thrust his own stone axe into Kazu's grip. A wordless oath, Kazu sprinted toward the old stone wall, its support ropes creaking under the strain of the trembling earth. The lava was close enough to singe his skin.
One swing at the main rope, and the whole section falls. The angle must be perfect, or we're all dead.
He swung. The rope snapped with a sound like thunder. The wall swayed, then crumbled inward, a collapsing cliff of stone. The avalanche of rock met the river of fire. For a heartbeat, the world held its breath. Then the lava heaved sideways toward the channel. With a roaring hiss, the redirected lava plunged into the waiting channel, a river of fire marching obediently toward the eastern ravine.
The angle held. The wall's sacrifice paid off, but I am on the wrong side of the debris.
Kazu! Jump! The ground won't hold. I'll catch you. Jump now!
Kazu hurled himself across the widening chasm. His fingers brushed Toru's hand. Then the stone under his foot crumbled into nothing. Toru's grip locked around Kazu's wrist like iron. For a breathless moment, they hung together, the lava boiling just a body's length below.
Pull, everyone. Help, pull. He won't fall. I won't let him.
With a collective heave, Kazu was dragged onto solid ground. He collapsed against Toru's chest, both men shaking, gasping scalding air. The main wave was safe. The village stood untouched, but the mountain still grumbled, a wounded beast that might yet strike again.
The old ones, they failed because the ground shifted. We succeeded because we trusted the stone and each other.
In the fading light, Kazu picked up his father's axe and his mother's hammer. Both tools had held, both sons had held. Too, the new channel glowed with cooling stone, a black scar that had swallowed the mountain's fury and saved everything they held dear.
You did not just build a wall, Kazu. You built a future. A place where my grandchildren will never have to run.
No, Father, we built it. Every hand that dug, every back that carried stone. This victory belongs to every soul in this valley.
Haku placed his carved staff beside the channel's edge. a final offering to the spirits that had been defied, and a sign of a new age.
The old world burned because they faced the mountain alone. This tribe will stand because we faced it together.
And we'll keep standing, because you taught us to listen to the stone, and the stone will never lie.
The stone no longer mocks me. It speaks. And now everyone can hear it.
I'll carry the stone now, Kazu. Whatever you design, my back will bear it, and my spear will guard it.
And the boy, once called useless, looked out over a tribe that no longer fled but built, and he smiled. They called him useless. He answered with a wall that stopped a mammoth horde, a channel that diverted a mountain's fire, and a hammer that would build a civilization. The kiln roared day and night, belching smoke as it birthed bricks for a new age. The sound of hammers was now the tribe's heartbeat. From the riverbank, the wooden skeleton of the water wheel rose, its great axle set into bearings of fired clay, a new kind of strength.
Your grandmother said you'd drown in your own thoughts. Now the river itself bows to your mind.
We wove a new banner, the wall and the channel side by side, a symbol of what we became.
I have no more staff to give, only my voice. And I say let every child born this season be named after a stone.
I'll teach them to fight. You teach them to build. And in a generation, no one will remember the word useless.
I was a warrior who only knew how to take. You taught me to give. A son has surpassed his father.
I died under a scaffold, in another world. In this one, I was born to lift stones. Maybe that was always the point.
The hammer he carried was no longer just a tool. It was a promise that no child would ever be called useless again. And when the mountain grumbled again, as it always would, the tribe did not run. They tightened their belts, lifted their tools, and looked to the boy who spoke stone. The children no longer mocked the stone watcher. They gathered around him, hungry for the secrets he drew in the dirt.
You've given them more than walls, Kazu. You've given them a world where curiosity isn't a curse.
Let them ask questions. Let them break things and rebuild. That's how we survive. Not by running, but by understanding.
I used to fear a son who thought differently. Now I fear a tribe without one. You are the stone that holds us together.
No, Father, we are the mortar. Every voice, every back, every dream. Mixed together, we harden into something unbreakable.
He stood where the old wall had fallen, where the channel now lay cool and silent, and saw not ruins, but roots.
I was reborn for this. Every calculation I ever made, every stone I touched, led me to this valley. I am finally where I belong.
The hammer he once used alone now rested beside countless tools, each one a promise kept by the tribe he had taught to build. Across the valley, a new generation drew their own lines in the dirt, unafraid of mockery, because one boy had refused to be useless. And when the next spring brought the mammoths thundering once more, the tribe stood behind walls that held, and the useless child only smiled. The years rolled on, and the valley knew peace. The wall became a road, the channel an irrigation stream, and the kilns never cooled.
Father, look, the new aqueduct is finished. Clean water flows right to the pottery sheds now.
I see, and I see my son, the useless child, who built a world. I never doubted you, you know. I was just afraid to believe.
Kazu, the children want you to tell them the story of the Mammoth Wall again. They can't get enough of the boy who spoke to stone.
He sat among them and drew the lines once more. Faults, load calculations, reverse batters, and they listened with rapt attention. That night, he walked alone to the old wall's footprint. The carvings on his hammer caught the moonlight.
They called me useless, but the stone remembers, and so will they.
The mountain gave a distant rumble, but no one fled. They knew the boy who spoke stone would teach their sons to listen, and so the legend of Kazu the builder was etched into the stone of the valley. Not as a warrior, but as the one who made them strong. They called him the useless child. He answered with a wall that stopped a mammoth horde and a heart that built a civilization.
The wall still stands, but it's the people who are the real shield. They no longer need me to hold the hammer.
But they will always look to the boy who taught them to listen. That never fades.
The next morning, Kazu walked to the old sacrifice site, where the first wall had fallen. He laid his hammer on the ground among wildflowers.
Are you leaving it behind?
No, I am planting it. Let it be a stone that remembers, so another useless child may find it and build.
The hammer rested there for years, swallowed by grass and time, but the legend of the Stone Watcher grew with every new wall. A young girl, clay-smudged and curious, knelt and brushed away the soil. Her eyes widened at the carved mammoths. She traced the symbols, a wall, a horde, a channel, and whispered to herself. She carried it back to her village, a new generation, drawing new lines in the dirt. The stone remembered. They called him the useless child. He answered with a wall that stopped a mammoth horde and a heart that built a civilization.